Before the 2017 NFL draft, before First Things First yet existed, Chris Carter and I filled in for Colin Cowherd, and we interviewed a few of the draft prospects. One of them was a potential first-round pick out of Texas Tech named Patrick Mahomes. And here is one of the questions I asked him, and listen to his answer.
Patrick, I've got a son who's around your age, just a little bit younger than you, and I did something with him that I want to do with you right now. You're not driving, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. 10 years from now, close your eyes, think about it. In a perfect world, everything goes great. You are doing exactly what you want to do. Take me 10 years from now. Describe where you are and what. You don't have to tell me a city, but describe what your life is 10 years from this moment.
10 years from now, I hope to have a family, a wife and a kid or maybe two, and I'm playing in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and have a couple Super Bowl championships with me.
Well, there you go. So like that. So you already know your end point, man. So now that you know your end point, every fork in the road, every decision you make, just keep in mind that's the end point you're trying to get to. Where people screw up, at least in my ICC, is they don't know where they're trying to get to. So you get to fork in the road, and you don't know, do I go left or right? But Patrick just said he's got a wife and kids, so I guess that means he's got to, be hitting the dating scene in the offseason a little bit, I guess. And he got a couple Super Bowl championships still playing in the league. He already knows where he's going. Just got to figure out how to get there.
Yes, sir, exactly.
All right.
Step 1, download Tinder.
Thank you, Rachel.
This episode of What's Right is brought to you by Daya Pizza, featuring dairy-free cheese made with their new Daya Oat Cream Blend. Dairy-free cheese has come a long way. Daya's leading the charge. Their pizzas offer the melt and stretch of traditional cheese without any dairy. Each Daya pizza starts with a perfectly crisp crust, layered with savory, satisfying toppings, and finished with cheese that melts and stretches beautifully. The Daya Oat Cream Blend delivers a creamy, cheesy texture that's indistinguishable from dairy-based options. Every pizza is crafted to be dairy-free, making it a great choice for anyone seeking more inclusive meal options without compromising on taste. Daya takes the concept of dairy-free to a new level, eliminating faux moo. That is not the fear of cows. That is the fear of missing dairy. These pizzas deliver delicious taste and texture, making them perfect for any occasion, from casual dinners to game day spreads. Enjoy a faux moo free pizza night with Daya. Visit DayaFoods.com for more information, or find Daya Pizza at retailers like Whole Foods, Kroger, and Walmart. Coming soon to select Publix and Sprouts. Follow Daya on Instagram and TikTok for more updates and recipes. That is remarkable by Patrick, that he set
every single thing,
the goals that high and exceeded all of them. He said 1 or 2 kids, he's at 3. I didn't know, obviously, when I was saying hit the dating scene, that he was in a serious relationship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That he had the woman in mind. He had the woman in mind, and he said one of the best quarterbacks in the league with a couple championships. He's the best quarterback in the league and has 3. I mean, that is a really, really cool thing. And then also him.
I mean,
me then like,
years.
Yeah, right.
Less
So
than
that
10
was
years as well.
8 years ago.
Right.
That was 8 years ago. So that was I had no recollection of that. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, no, it's truly awesome.
I mean,
he got it. On
he nailed it. Yeah, and so that was really cool. So I don't know if I'm gonna send, if we put out that clip right there, little Throwback Thursday. Also, again, folks who accuse me of hair plugs or anything, look closely at that video. You see, I have a full hairline. I just have a shaved head. I don't look like a guy who lost his hair. Look. This is everywhere you can see. Doesn't matter. Point is, I mean, that's not a guy who's bald. That's a guy who shaved his head. Wasn't the greatest look, I will admit.
I was about to say, you could lose that one. Probably don't ever want to go back to that one unless you have to.
But regardless, I don't know. My guess is Patrick doesn't remember that either. But if we put out that clip, I'll send it to him. That was really cool. Good for him.
for the first time in his career, Rodgers is a free agent. Pittsburgh, the Giants, and maybe a little bit of Minnesota. Those are the teams that seem to be hawking him down. What are your thoughts?
So here's what I think. I think that Aaron Rodgers knows exactly where he's going and exactly what he's doing, and Aaron Rodgers wants the attention. And I don't think that they are still negotiating. I think that he is the main character in his story and in every story, it would seem. And he, likes that, well, there's 3 teams right now, kind of in a bit of a 2 definitely in the Steelers and the Giants, and 1 maybe in the Vikings that are waiting on him. I don't understand the Vikings piece of it, DeMonze, and here's why. It doesn't make sense to me that they were like, Daniel Jones, we'd like to give you around $10 million to back up J.J. McCarthy. And then Daniel Jones went to Indianapolis, and they're like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, we'd like to give you $40 million to start in front of J.J. McCarthy. Like those, that it doesn't seem like if they had tried to retain Sam Darnold and lost him, and then they pivoted Aaron Rodgers to be like, okay, that makes, that's cogent thought, so to speak. This one doesn't make sense to me. And does you understand what I mean? Like I don't.
I understand what you're saying. Like it's
It just seems like I'm looking for a car. I'm either gonna get a Miata 2-door or a minivan. It's like, well, wait a minute. What are you trying to get out of this thing? And so I just don't. I don't follow it in that way. That's all. And so I don't know that he'll pick today. I really don't. I also will say this. The folks that believe the Steelers could be anything close to contenders with Aaron Rodgers, they weren't contenders last year with Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career is not better than Russell Wilson. I'm not saying he's worse. They're about the same. And so I know they added George Pickens, but man, that feels so combustible. Pickens and Metcalf and Rodgers. I don't love that at all.